What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Game Week 12 Premier League predictions on the Ballerism channel. First up, well, just to let you know as well, I'm doing all the fixtures again for this game week. And first up, we've got Leicester City versus Chelsea. I think it'd be a quality game, not a lot in it, I don't think. Quite a tactical game, and I think that Chelsea might edge it, so I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea. Next up, we got Aston Villa versus Brighton. Aston Villa, very dangerous right now in like relegation form and the zone. Surely they can't go down. They lost Dean Smith, they lost Grealish. I don't think they will go down, but they really need to start turning it around, and they desperately need points because I think they've lost their last 5 in a row, so it's not good times for Villa at the moment. I do think that they will turn it around at some point, but against Brighton, one of the best teams in the league in terms of a style of play, I feel, and a great manager, underrated manager in Graham Potter, and the job that he's doing there. I think Brighton will do enough, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 away win. Next up, Newcastle versus Brentford. I think it's going to be a scrappy one, maybe not the best football in terms of quality, but I feel that it should be entertaining just for the fact of I don't think there would be a lot in it in terms of differences of scoreline. And I think it's going to be a battle. So I think it's going to be a draw, to be honest. And I'm going to go 1-1. Next up, Norwich versus Southampton. I'm going to edge it to Southampton in this. It's at Norwich, at Carrow Road. But I know they recently got their first 3 points, Norwich. But I don't think it's going to be a consistent thing or a regular thing with them. I think that they will drop points in this one. So I'm going to go 1-0 Southampton. Next up, we've got Watford versus Manchester United. Anything could happen with United, it really could, because of how we play. Lack of play, style of play, tactics all over the place. But we have them quality players that can get us out of dangerous moments and win us games and nick games. But defensively, we're all over the place. I think Watford will score, but I'm going to go for a win for Manchester United. 3-1 I'm going to go, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's just one goal in it that decides it, but I'm going to go 3-1. Next up, we got Wolves against West Ham. Wolves, I like quite a few of their players, a lot of potential with their team. Very impressed by that Hwang as well that they've brought in. And West Ham as well, I can't quite believe how much they've improved, if I'm honest, and they're consistently doing it and getting better all the time, I feel. So I think this will be a very good game. Quite a few goals in this one, and I'm going to go for 2-2. Next up, we got Liverpool versus Arsenal. Arsenal on a great run of form right now. They seem to be getting over that voodoo spell of all these years of not being able to get results from games that they should be winning, that they might even be ahead of in the game in terms of being up on the scoreboard, but then throwing it away. They seem to have that bit of steeliness that they've missed for years. A lot of youth in their team, so there's lack of fear, but quality as well. They just seem harder to play against now, and like I said, tougher. So, but it's at Anfield. Liverpool, I think, are the form team right now. It's them and Chelsea, really, but I feel like Liverpool are the team right now. With Salah, I personally think he's the best player in the world right now, and because of that, I feel like Liverpool will have a little bit too much for Arsenal, and I'm going to go for 2-0 to Liverpool. Manchester City versus Everton. I think it's going to be a routine win for City, if I'm honest. I think Everton are struggling. I don't know if Calvert-Lewin's back yet. I don't think he is. They've obviously got Richarlison and Gray and Townsend, but recently they've not been at it. The goals have dried up, and defensively they're not great. So I think City are just going to be too much for them. I'm going to go for 3-0 Man City in that one. And then lastly this week, guys, it's Tottenham against Leeds. I don't think there'll be a lot of goals. I think there'll be one in it that decides it. And I'm going to go for Tottenham to nick it 1-0. I just think Leeds, it could even be more with Tottenham if Leeds are all over the place defensively and wide open, like they are a lot, but sometimes they make up with it on the counter and get score more than they concede. But because of how they play, and they're struggling so far this year, even though Tottenham are struggling themselves in terms of expectations, I think Tottenham will do enough to nick this one, and I'm going to go for 1-0 to Tottenham. So that's it this week, guys, for the Premier League predictions for game week 12. Hope you enjoyed the football at the weekend, and let's hope for some good games. I'll speak to you guys soon.